Hello again, lovely people. You know, failure, it's funny. That's what the whole Blunders is premised on. So today I'm looking at things that were once great, but have sadly gone off the boil, lost their way, got old and tired, and are now just shit. These are the really big blunders that I want to bring to your attention, and we can all have a good snigger about them. I was casting around for good examples, so I thought, brainwave, let me ask my Twitter followers for some help. Wow, hundreds of suggestions. Thanks. Fully a quarter of them were actually complaints about declining portion standards. Portion standards, you know, like the standard size of something in the stores, a consumer product, right? It's gone down, it's smaller, but the price stayed the same. One person noted that those marshmallow eggs that they sell at Easter time are getting smaller and smaller every year. Eish. Another noted that the debonair standard pizza is shrinking, and the amount of cheese you get is less every time. Ooh. Ariel washing powder, 2 kgs, now 1.8, same price. Cadbury's milk chocolate, 200 grams, 180 grams, now 150. Holy shit. But this is not quite what I'm looking for. You know, if you like the taste of marshmallow Easter eggs, well, you probably still like them. It's not a fatal decline. You could fix that. You could, for example, buy 2 eggs and eat them both at the same time. Whoosh them together. I'm looking for greatness that has turned to shit. Here's some examples closer to the mark. People rejected or suggested companies that were once dominant, they screwed up, they lost the plot, fall into a long decline. These are quality blunders like IBM, International Business Machines, IBM, Big Blue, the company which literally ruled the tech world in the 1970s and 80s, declining revenues for the last 10 years. Fresh strategic plans going nowhere. Meanwhile, other giants like Google absolutely flying. BlackBerry, great example, owned the phone market, got completely rubbished, left for dead by Apple and Samsung. Or Kodak, fabulous example, digital camera, they invented it. Then they shelved the project because they thought it might undermine their ordinary chemical, film and printing business. Whew, what a bunch of morons. Best of all, Blockbuster, a chain of home video stores in the United States, which according to legend had the opportunity to buy the whole of Netflix for $50 million, but declined. Now Netflix has 200 million customers and a market value of $210 billion. Blockbuster out of business. Ooh, ouch. Here in South Africa, there are some great examples in the state sector. South African Airways, once one of the best carriers in the world. Years of shocking management drove it into the ground, literally. In fact, every single state-owned corporation in South Africa is a fuck-up, period. If you know one that's not, send me a message. I'll be open to correction. What else used to be brave, but is now puny and weak? Someone said central bankers. Wow, that's good. It's true, they used to stand up for all of us in the big fight against inflation and push back against the short-term evil politicians. Now they're just patsies overreacting to every crisis. The US Fed owns $7 trillion of assets. They've gone hog wild in recent months. Yet another crisis. Another smart observer complained about South African retirement annuities, which used to be great but are now just cuck. This one requires a little unpacking. Retirement annuities are sold by local insurance companies, invested mainly in local equities, bonds and properties, and they have shockingly high costs. Now, that doesn't matter if the underlying assets are doing so well that the costs get taken care of in an expanding economy. But since the economy here in South Africa went to shit in like 2010, thanks to a number of factors, retirement annuities exposed. High costs, terrible performance. Worse still, pensioners are correctly worried that tweaking regulations by the government aim to sneak away with some of their money. Which brings me to the greatest disappointment of all. Liberation movements gone wrong. The African National Congress of Tambo and Mandela freed us all, ushered in a non-racial modern nation at the southern tip of Africa. Oh, 1994, I remember it well. The racist apartheid state vanquished. Hallelujah. But what became of them 26 years later? Now they're just another bunch of overweight, overage has-beens, surrounded by a pack of greedy thieves. What's the best we can hope for? We can't end up like ZANU PF. We'll be going down the tubes. Yeah, well, no, fine. You know, perhaps decline, collapse, renewal, rebirth, it's just in the nature of things. Maybe I'm the one that needs to get real, grow up, lower my expectations. Stop moaning. Stay young.